Hola amigos y amigas, you are now with Jocelyn and I'm so grateful you're here. This is our weekly energy reading for the week ahead where we are gaining a deeper understanding and higher conscious awareness of the overall energy in this coming week. We do have a new moon in Scorpio on the 4th, the day after my birthday, so it's a very special week and I'm excited to see how this new moon shows up in this reading. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. And if you are new here, welcome as well. I always set the intention that those who are meant to receive one or more of these messages that come through in this reading align with this video. So if you align with this video, then there may be a message or 2 or 3, 4, 5 that you are meant to hear. So thank you all so much for being here and for bringing me into your present moment. I feel called to take a deep breath so we can really get on the same breath and bring ourselves back to the present moment. So get comfortable. Place your hand over your heart if you feel called, with the intention to really just tune into your body, into your breath. Take a deep inhale. Pause at the top. And exhale. Beautiful. Okay, let's get into this reading. I do want to set the disclaimer that I do live in the city. If you have been watching these videos, you already know this, but I just like to say it in advance in the case that there are any noises, because this is an unedited video. So we are affirming that we are going to remain centered and grounded in this reading regardless of the noise around us, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and light this. Beautiful. So again, I'm excited to see how this new moon in Scorpio shows up in this reading. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Creator of the universe, Father in the sky, Mother in the earth, guardians of the four corners, angels, ancestors, spirit teams, spirit guides. What's the overall energy for the week ahead? What's the overall energy for the week ahead? What is the overall energy for the week ahead? So right away, I'm getting this kind of assertiveness in both of these cards. Assertiveness, I think when we think of assertion, like when we think of that word, I feel like it comes off very strong, like very like intense. But this kind of assertion is the kind of assertion that's like, okay, these are the ways that I've grown. This is the person that I'm becoming. This is who I know I am and who I know I am not. And I'm asserting that I'm prioritizing this. I know I need to set these boundaries, and this is what I'm going after now. This is what I resonate with. This is what is a reflection of who I've transformed and evolved into. And so let's also keep in mind that Scorpio energy can feel very intense, but the reason why there is an intensity to Scorpio energy is because Scorpios tend to be unafraid of the darkness, right? They don't fear duality or the truth because they're so accustomed to transformation. They understand it because Scorpios are the sign of transformation. They go through it in their own personal lives very often. And so they have had to surrender to it personally. And I'm also speaking from my own experience because I'm a Scorpio. That's very Scorpio. But in addition to that, we also have the Scorpio new moon, right? And new moons signify coming into a new lunar cycle, stepping into a new beginning. And so all of that said, in confronting yourself, in acknowledging your darkness, in really just facing the overall truth of who you are and simultaneously stepping into this new beginning. The overall energy for this week is very much like make plans, focus. This is the shield maiden energy where it's like I'm also getting like protect yourself, protect your path, protect your conscious awareness, protect your inner knowing, your intuition, protect your divine path, your soul purpose. So this is like a week to like really sit down with yourself and have these kinds of assessments where you are confronting your truth and you are planning accordingly, right? And you're choosing your path. So we got the direction guardian. You are choosing your path. If any of you have been indecisive lately, this is a week where you come to a decision. Whether it's in one or more aspects of your life, this is a week, again, of that kind of assertiveness where it's like, this is my plan. These are the moves I'm going to make with the conscious awareness that, you know, really there are certain things that I'm in control of, with which essentially is the way in which we respond to life. And there's certain things that we don't have control of. So we're going to be making plans and we're going to be planning these moves with that kind of awareness. And we're going to come to a decision of what path best serves us moving forward, right? In confronting the truth in ourselves, we're going to be choosing a path. So let's continue on with this reading because things typically end up coming full circle. So let's see how this continues to unfold. Should any challenges or obstacles arise, what energy do we align with? Should any challenges or obstacles arise this week, what energy do we align with? Should any challenges or obstacles arise, what energy do we align with? Should any challenges or obstacles arise, what energy do we align with? Should any challenges or obstacles arise, what energy do we align with? Should any challenges or obstacles arise? Okay, so what I'm really getting here right away is having trust and faith in yourself. This is also a week and a time and a season where we are being called to deepen our trust in ourselves, and how that is a way in which you reclaim your liberation, right? Trusting yourself, trusting that you are the best person to make decisions for your life. You are the best person to decide which path to take. That's an expression of self-liberation. And should any challenges or obstacles arise, you're being called to overall just trust yourself, trust the process, trust that in choosing your path, in making plans to the best of your ability, and really staying focused on remaining in alignment with your values, with honoring all this growth and all this healing that you've been doing. Trust that in that alone, in those pure intentions, in that conscious awareness of you moving through your life, that alone and in and of itself will get you through any obstacle or challenge in a way that is liberating. Because when you have this sense of faith, when you deeply trust yourself and trust divine order and divine timing and divine intervention, it's very, very freeing, right? You liberate yourself from even seeing experiences as an obstacle. Things may be challenging, but your challenges don't have to become blockages. Challenges don't have to become obstacles. They don't have to become boundaries, right? So the biggest thing, y'all, is trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, trusting divine order. And should any challenges or obstacles arise this week, bring yourself back to that. Bring yourself back to a practice that grounds you in your intuition, that really brings you back home to yourself in a way where you are reminded that yes, I am safe, and yes, I can trust myself, and yes, I am healing, and yes, I am worthy, and just really getting into those affirmations to remind you of who you are in your purest essence. Whew! All right. Let's continue to see how this unfolds. We definitely got Scorpio and new moon energy all up in this. I mean, there's even, a new moon essentially in this card. It either is about to be a new moon or it is just transitioning out of being a new moon. So it really is a time to trust that all is working in your favor, right? Trust in this period of transition from who you were and who you are becoming, right? I feel like many are in that in-between phase that can leave you very uncertain, that can be very mysterious, that can bring about a lot of anxiety or stress or worry, because it is a space in which there are a lot of unknowns. And because we are humans who have the tendency to desire to have control over everything, it can being in the unknown and in the uncertain can be very triggering, but it doesn't have to be that way. That's why it's important to cultivate that trust that everything is in divine order and in your best interest, right? Things aren't happening to you, they're happening for you. What do we focus on healing this week? 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 Okay, this is too many cards. What do we focus on healing this week? What do we focus on healing this week? What do we focus on healing this week? Okay. Wow. Okay. All right. So this last one, I'm not sure if it's truly meant to be here. These first two definitely are. This third one, I don't know, but we're gonna throw it in there because it was facing upright and it was still calling to me, so let's go. So this first one, slow but steady, I feel like also is in correlation to the trust, right? Emphasizing having trust in the process, because many of us have the tendency to believe that because things are moving so slowly, nothing is happening, right? We're so accustomed to fast-paced living. We are hungry for instant gratification, that when we don't get fed that instant gratification, when we don't get fed that fast-paced manifestations and go, we feel like we're not getting anywhere. We feel like we're stuck. We feel like we're stagnant. But we have to heal that perspective. We have to heal that way in which we see the world, that way in which we are perceiving our own journey and our own unfoldment. Because yes, things may be moving slowly, but they're moving steadily. They're still progressive. There's still movement taking place, right? So heal that perspective where you feel like you're stuck, stagnant, not moving, not getting anywhere. And also just in general, be mindful of those kinds of perceptions that you are choosing to identify with, because at that point then you're also going to be just calling it in and making it a reality. Affirm to yourself again that you are free, and that moving in a slow pace is actually one of the most fulfilling paces that you can move in, because it allows you to be present, right? There's so much that I can touch on slow paced living and the beauty in that, the magic in that, the presence in that, the awakening in that, and all of it. But something that, again, we're really being called to heal is that perception that we're not getting anywhere. That this in-between phase, stage of, who we were and who we're becoming, it's, I wouldn't necessarily call it the cocoon phase. It's like just coming out of it. But anyways, things are moving slow and steady, and that's something to be grateful for. Period. We also got reunion of souls. Reunion of souls. I feel like there's going to be some healing taking place in some relationships in our lives. It could be one significant relationship in your life, one or two, that are going to be coming into union. And a lot of healing is going to be taking place amongst this Scorpio energy, Scorpio season, and Scorpio new moon. So keep that in mind. Keep it in mind that, if someone from your past comes up, again, remember the divine order in everything, and become curious as to the timing of it all. And open yourself up to receive the healing that may come from that reunion, okay? Lastly, it's all good. It is all good. At the end of the day, y'all, we are being called to heal this anxiousness, this worrisomeness, this stressfulness, this just overthinking, right? Because it's all good. It's all good. And soon enough, it's going to make sense as to why things are happening the way they are in your life. It's all good. It's all good. Should any challenges or obstacles arise, I say this so often in my videos and in my readings, but seek out the lessons. Seek out the lesson in every experience and learn the lesson. Learn the lesson. But truly, I think the biggest thing here is allowing ourselves to be in this slow pace, allowing ourselves to welcome this slow but steady movement that is divinely and intentionally evolving us, adjusting us, aligning us to this next season, stage, phase, version, experience, moment of our lives. All right? What are we being called to surrender? 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 What do we surrender this week? What do we focus on surrendering 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 this week? This deck, out of all the decks, is probably the hardest one to shuffle because it has this like glossiness to it that like kind of makes the cards stick together. But anywho, we got a card that I believe we got last week or the week before. But whenever that happens, it's just like, I feel like spirit guides are just like, you need to focus on this. Again, I'm emphasizing this. And what is being emphasized again is to surrender our attachment to results. Surrender your attachment to results. The formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen and let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. Allow yourself to let go, right? Allow your best to be enough. That has been one of the most healing things for me, is to allow my best to be enough. For me to do the best that I can with what I have and what I know right now in this moment. And then trust that the universe is co-creating with me and doing its part and feeling my intention through my energy, the energy that I'm putting out and tapping into. That is enough, right? Do your best and allow that to be enough. And don't get so fixated on the results that you bring bitterness to the sweetness of your journey. That was like a poem right there. But really though, don't make the sweetness of your unfoldment, of your transformation, of your evolution, of your transition bitter because you aren't having things go exactly your way. Okay? Because things aren't happening when you want them to or how you want them to. Trust, again, that you are in co-creation with the universe. Implement that trust in yourself that your best is enough and that you can go to bed soundly and peacefully after a day of just doing the best that you can with what you have. Okay? We also got surrender to play. Take a break from overthinking a goal, do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. Yes, y'all, as I have been taking myself out on a date each day leading up to my birthday, I'm realizing like how important it is for us to prioritize play, to activate this childlike essence within us, for us to be adventurous and spontaneous and have fun. Excuse me, like if we're not having fun in this life, in this one life that we are gifted, we're not doing it right, okay? Fun is our birthright. Please allow yourself to play, regardless of where you are, how things are in your life, your situation, your current environment, whatever. You are worthy of fun. please allow yourself to play. Do something fun this week. Do something you've been wanting to do. Do something you've been putting off because you feel like you should be working instead, or you should do this instead, or you don't deserve, or blah, 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 blah. Please go have fun. Like, the times where I've surrendered to play and allowed myself to play and to have fun and to just like really be in that like childlike essence, like, I've never regretted it, because some kind of clarity, some kind of inspiration has always come to me from it, from doing that. What are affirmations this week? What are our 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 affirmations for this week? What are our affirmations this week? What are our affirmations this week? What are our affirmations this week? We only got one affirmation. Is there another one? Is there another affirmation? Yes. All right. So the first one we got is, it's only a thought and a thought can be changed. So the fact that this is coming up and that trusting yourself, really allowing yourself to trust the process, the slowness of things, to really commit to your evolution and your unfoldment. I feel like there's a lot of overthinking for some. There's a lot of overthinking going on for some, and this affirmation is just like really bringing that up for me. So if you've been overthinking lately, this is for you. I am not limited by any past thinking. I choose my thoughts with care. I constantly have new insights and new ways of looking at my world. I'm willing to change and grow. So yes, just kind of like touching back on the emphasis of changing your perspective, being mindful of the way that you are seeing your life, and you're seeing your evolution, and you're seeing the world. It's really, really important to be mindful of that, and to be shifting your perspectives as needed into ones that are really watering your garden in a way that's healthy, that's nourishing, that's that's just healthy, okay? So it's only a thought, and a thought can be changed. Remember that. You are in control of your thoughts. I'm willing to let go. So yes, there's also this theme of letting go, of surrender, that has been coming up as well. And so we've got, I release others to experience whatever is meaningful to them, and I am free to create that which is meaningful to me. So something that's coming up for me in this affirmation as well is the comparison to others, right? It's really important at this time for you to stay focused on your journey, on your own unfoldment, and recognize that how things are unfolding for others is the way it's meant to for them. And comparing yourself to others is really, honestly, a waste of time and energy, because it makes absolutely no sense at all that any two journeys will look the same, and that will be experiencing the same kind of pace, the same kind of manifestations, and all of that at the same time. You have to trust, again, that things are happening the way they are in your life, in your journey, in your path, for a reason, and that everything is working in your favor. Again, just do your best, allow that to be enough, and trust that all is working in your favor as you do so. So focus on what is meaningful to you at this time. Again, choose your path, right? Choose your path. And I feel like this gets into many different reflections and iterations, right? Choose your path, choose your thoughts, right? What flow of thoughts are you going to choose? What direction are you going to choose when it comes to the thoughts that you are thinking? And so choose your path is as much of an internal thing as it is external. And again, this is a week, y'all, to be making plans, to really be focused again on your own journey and what fulfills you and what brings you joy, what brings you play, what brings you closer to yourself and to strengthening your trust and to your self-liberation, right? A lot of this healing work, this healing journey truly is a journey of just liberating yourself, freeing yourself, right? So my friends, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I do want to put it out there that I do offer one-on-one readings that are similar to this, but obviously be personalized to you, where you will be gaining clarity on your overall energy, what energy you're being called to lean into. And I do post monthly readings, so I'll be posting the November monthly reading in my digital membership community. So check all of that out in the description below. But I'm wishing you all the most clarifying, easeful new moon in Scorpio. And I hope that you all are allowing yourselves to lean into your curiosities, to lean into your transformation, and to trust that the pace in which things are happening in your life are preparing you for what it is that you are praying for, that you are setting intentions for, that you are becoming. So again, do something fun this week. Do something that will really bring out the playfulness in you. Stop being so fixated on how you think things should be happening, and stay focused on yourself. Be assertive in the fulfillment of your soul's purpose. Okay? Honor your worthiness, honor your growth, and free yourself from any perspectives that do not serve you. All right? Peace and blessings. Thank you again. Timestamps will be in the description for y'all to be revisiting this throughout the week, and it's easier for you to navigate. All right, give it a thumbs up if you like this reading. Let me know what you resonated with in the comments below. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.